This is part 2 of the answers video for the day 56 assignment. So we're going to pick up on question 4a. So a solution is made by dissolving 4.35 grams of glucose, that's the solute, in 25 milliliters of water, that's the solvent, at 25 degrees. Calculate the molality of the glucose in water. Pretty much the temperature has nothing to do with this, other than it's just saying it's a pretty standard room temperature. So if you're wondering where does that fit into it, it really doesn't. Okay, so we're trying to calculate molality here. So we come over here and again, go to your sheet if you need help with the definition. Molality is moles of solute over kilograms, moles of solute over kilograms of solvent. Okay, so we're going to come over here and write that. The solute is the glucose. I'm just going to call that glue rather than writing out that whole formula every time. And it's over kilograms, and the solvent is water. Again, don't get solvent confused with solution, which is both of them together. Okay, so we need to end up with moles of glucose over kilograms of solvent. So what are we starting with? We're starting with 4.35 grams of glucose. Over 25 milliliters of water. It's dissolved in that much water. Okay, so we need to get from here to here. So we need to get from grams of glucose to moles of glucose. And so you need to calculate the molar mass. So it's 6 carbons from your periodic table. Each one is 12.01, so it's 6 times 12.01. 12 hydrogens, that's 12 times 1.01. And 6 oxygen, that is 16. So 6 times 16. And when you do that, you get a mole of glucose. You get that, okay? So that's going to be your molar mass to get you from grams to moles on the top. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. We need moles on the top. Okay, grams of glucose cancels. We have moles of glucose on top. That's what we want on top. So we're done with the top. Now we got to deal with the bottom. So we need to get from milliliters of H2O to kilograms of H2O. So we have to remember that one of our 3 fundamental conversions is that 1 milliliter So 1 milliliter of H2O equals 1 gram of H2O. That's only for water. That's only true of water. So we need to get milliliters into grams because our final answer's got to be in kilograms. So milliliters H2O cancels. Now we have grams we have to convert to kilograms. So we use another of our 3 fundamental conversions. And that's going to be... Now this is true for anything, water or anything. 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. So grams H2O grams. So we have kilograms H2O on the bottom, moles glucose on the top. That's what we want. Okay, so we're going to multiply 4.35 times 1 times 1 times 1,000 divided by 25 divided by 180.18 divided by 1 divided by 1, and that gives us 0.97. So our answer is 0.97, and it's molality, so it's small m. That's the final answer. Okay, now we move down to 5a. By the way, BLB is the AP Chemistry textbook. It's a college level textbook, Brown, LeMay, Burston, 542. So you're doing problems from well into a college level textbook here. Okay, these are not meant to be simple problems. Okay, a solution is made by dissolving 13.5 grams of glucose, so that's the solute, in 0.1 kilograms of water. What is the mass percent of the solution, of the solute in this solution? Okay, so let's write down with a formula for mass percent. Let's do that way over here. Okay, so it's the grams of solute, and we know that. So it's grams of solute over the grams of solution, and that's the solute plus the solvent. Okay, so we already know this, grams of glucose. What we need to figure out is the grams of solvent, and that's grams of H2O. Well, we know that it's 0.1 kilograms of water. So again, it's hard to do these you can't do a problem in one continuous equation when you have a plus sign in there. So we know this, we need to go off to the side and figure out this. So it's 0.1 kilograms of water, and use one of your three fundamental conversions. And that's going to give you 100 grams of water. So now we know this, and this, so we just plug them in together. I'll do that right here, and that's called percent mass. That's going to equal 13.5. I'm not going to put units in here because they're all going to cancel out. They're all grams. They're going to cancel. Over, that's the grams of glucose. Over grams of glucose again from right there. Plus the grams of solvent, which is the water, times 100%. So this is 113.5, so you divide 13.5 by 113.5. Again, I'll show you how to do that on the calculator. We start with 13.5, we divide by, and then it's parenthesis 13.5 plus 100, close the parenthesis, and now we can multiply that by 100 because that's the 100%, and we get 11.9%. So the mass percent equals, I'll write it down here, 11.9% of that solution is glucose. Okay, and that's how you do that. Okay, you do 5B. 6 is that same old problem again from the previous assignment. So you have examples of that. So you're doing this yet another time because I think it's a very good problem to really learn a lot of different, particularly how to deal with a percent mass when you're given a mass percent like that. Okay, so go back to the previous assignment to do that one, and that takes care of this answers video.